main event, Ultraman Arc, the movie, The Clash of Light and Evil. We were lucky enough to go to Kaiji Brooklyn and see the world English premiere, which was pretty funny because we were waiting in the lobby and you could hear them doing test audio. And I'm like, this is an English dub.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, no, like it's the subtitle. There's no English dub. They're not doing an English dub. And like, I'm hearing it and I'm like, I just binge watched this whole series. That is the English dub cast. And then they're like, oh, they're probably just playing another episode of Arc to test the audio. And I'm like, why would they be playing an episode of Arc to test the audio?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. They would just play like some music or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're testing the movie.
Yeah.
So I as soon as he's like big news.
Yeah.
He's like, it's the English dub premiere, and I was like, I knew it.
It's the world English dub world premiere. Yeah, we put that little intro up that E.J. Koulakundis from Ultraman Connection did for the movie at Kaiji Brooklyn, and the crowd was going nuts for this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was really excited all day. A lot of people were talking about it throughout the convention. There was a pretty big turnout for the room that we were in. I mean, the room was packed. They ran out of seats. They didn't have enough seats, and then they ended up adding seats.
Yeah. I'm happy that they did move it to the theater, though, because I don't know how viewing that outside would work, audio-wise.
True. Yeah.
So I was a bit happy that they did move it.
Yeah, I did like it in the theater. Yeah.
To the theater. I feel like it was a better experience, and then plus we got front row seats.
Yeah.
So it was really nice.
Yeah. We got lucky. We got front row. We were some of the first there waiting to get in. But yeah, it was really cool. The crowd went absolutely nuts for it. They went nuts for it. They loved it. It was the movie had quite a bit of like comedy in it. Like, I felt like the regular series didn't have as much humor as this movie did.
I felt like a lot of the characters in the show were very bland, with the exception of Shu.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone in this movie, except for Ban, had a moment to shine and really demonstrate some like really good personality and character. Ban, they didn't even have to call in the GDF, so he didn't do anything the whole movie. The GDF was always right there. He didn't have to call them.
Yeah, that's all he does. I'm gonna call the GDF. You guys go do that. I got the phone right here. I'm just gonna
call the GDF.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't make it in time.
They're not gonna make it in time, guys. Hopefully, Ultraman shows up.
We just gotta evacuate all these people.
What do you even do, man? You're not the tech guy.
He's not the tech guy. They actually have a member that's in the GDF on the team.
UP answers the phones.
Yeah, UP answers the phone. UP got
he makes the phone calls.
A huge ovation when UP made their premiere in the movie.
Oh, the crowd went wild.
The crowd went crazy.
Yes, I don't know if the Japan or Asian crowd is excited about UP as they are here in the West. But yeah,
I was not expecting.
I was not expecting that either.
Crazy.
I was like, I like Earth Garen better.
Oh yeah, Earth Garen was like a million times.
Yeah, I mean, UP does have the personality, but yeah.
So does Earthy.
Yeah,
Earthy has a great personality. The washing machine from Ultraman Blazar had more personality than Ban.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Ben is definitely not it.
Yeah, but back to the movie. Honestly, I felt like, I mean, this movie is 3 episodes of Ultraman arcs.
Essentially, yeah. It's basically it. Although like.
But it's the 3 best episodes.
Yeah, although it's all stitched together and presented through like a movie, it was kind of like 3 episodes, yeah.
But I wish we had more of this in the actual series.
Yeah.
Like, I like the finale for Arc. For the most part, I thought the villain was a little boring. The story overall was pretty cool, but this movie was just so good. And the thing is, it opens up like after the finale of of the series, and talks about how, you know, Yuma has left and has gone back to Ark's homeworld to try to save it. And this is the line that had me confused. They go, "That's a story for a different time." And I was like, are they doing more Arc? Like, I don't think they're doing more Arc.
Like,
and then they tease it at the end of the movie as well, like him having like this big intergalactic fight.
Yeah. And this takes place between episodes 21 and 22, so they do like a whole little rewind thing, and then they fast forward. Which
is pretty funny.
Yeah, they do a rewind thing, then they fast forward, and they're like, all right, yeah, right here is good. So it takes place before the finale, between episodes 21 and 22.
Yeah. So essentially, starts off, he was walking the streets, sees like an old man like struggling. So he's like, do you need help with anything? And he's like, can you just give me some water? I'm really just thirsty. So he brings him back to Skip headquarters, gets him, his water, and he's like, these are ingredients for like our company potluck. The guy was like, "Oh, great." He's like, I was looking. These have a really nice office, Arc. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Turns out he's an alien."
Yeah, Saskel, the alien Diggle.
Yeah, and he's a pretty funny character. Like, he was weird, and sometimes Japanese comedy is just like, we're gonna make this weird guy. But he was really good. He had like some pretty funny catchphrases. I don't know how it was in the Japanese, obviously, because we didn't see it. But like, whenever he'd like complete a task, yeah. It almost sounded like he was saying like, "That's good," though. But like, he was saying "Zashi," but like it almost sounded like he was saying like, "That's good." Yeah. So he's like, "I'm here to test to see if you are worthy of your powers." So you're gonna be reliving this day. He does 3 different timelines.
Yeah, well, he says I'm gonna give you 3 challenges. He doesn't tell him that right now, but he's like, I'm gonna give you 3 challenges. Each challenge you complete. You gotta come back with something that you learned, and so then that's when the Skip crew walks through the door, and they all have their food for the potluck, and it's just chaos. They're just walking in the door, and Yuma's like, "Oh, we got somebody here," and then, like, what are you talking about? There's nobody there.
Yeah. So,
and then, like, he puts, like, the funny thing about Saskel, the alien Diggle, is, like, he would, like, show up with, like, challenge number 1, like, he'd, like, hold up a sign or, like, a finger. Like, it was, like...
It's a lot of fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, lots of fourth wall breaking. And, like, just the placement of him was just, like, hysterical. But yeah, so we get our first challenge here. Somebody comes running into the Skip headquarters to report that they have a sick kaiju, and it's a dog-ulf. And apparently we get this whole story about how when this kid was younger, he got lost in the woods, and this dog-ulf found him, took him in, and took care of him, and made sure he was safe. And then eventually when the search party came, he left the cave, they found him, and he's been friends with his dog-ulf for years now. And it's a pretty cool kaiju design. It's apparently designed after Sugimoto's dog. It's like a Shiba, yeah. But to me, it kind of looks like, almost like, it does have like Earth Garen vibes to me, honestly.
Yeah. Well, Earth Garen, everyone always is like, oh, it's like the dinosaur. I'm like, I always got wolf vibes.
I get like a wolf dinosaur like vibe from it sometimes with the ears.
Especially with its call is almost like a howl. So I always got like wolf vibes from Earth Garen. But yeah, dog-ulf, it's a really cool looking design, and we find Yuma's bad side here. While probably the most tolerant of aliens, is a complete kaiju racist. It's just like, no, kaiju don't change. They're the worst. Like, he's like, if they're aggressive, they're always aggressive.
He's like, dog-ulf alone to be violent and aggressive. He's like, no, it can't be friendly one. Nope.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm like, you're like the give the alien a chance guy.
Yeah. So he's like,
Like,
we're gonna report this to the GDF. I'm not even gonna let Ben call. I'm gonna do the call myself. Like,
yeah, like so out of character.
yeah,
But it's part of the story. So the guy was like, I made a mistake coming here. So he runs off, and they like follow him to where the dog off is, and you can see it's sick, and like it's not doing well. And then two shagongs come in. So Yuma Henshin's, he's Blazar Arc now, and honestly a really cool team up fight here.
it gave me like Godzilla with Jet Jaguar vibes. Like they were like
Yes.
the buddies. Like they had the
Yeah, but
high
then, like,
five moment. Like,
yeah, like then he's like petting it like it's a dog, and like
yeah.
really fun. So they take out the shagongs, and then
To me, this was one of my favorite arcs of the whole movie. Honestly.
yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
They were all really good,
Yeah.
honestly. This one was kind of sad though, because it turns out that Dogolf is just suffering from old age. So Dogolf doesn't make it. While they did win the fight, Dogolf just doesn't make it, and it's always sad when that stuff happens.
It's basically the guy, the boy lost his dog basically at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
Ride a Country Song.
yeah, there was at the end of the movie there was when we were leaving the theater, there was a woman crying on the side. She's like, "That dog off story just hit me too hard," and it was a pretty sad story, honestly.
It was.
Yeah, for anyone who's ever lost a pet, that definitely had to hit hard.
Yeah. Yeah, they did like a really good job with it, and Sasko comes in. They're back at the office, and he's like, "What did you win?" And it's basically like, "Don't judge a book by its cover" was like the lesson.
Yeah.
Give everyone like an opportunity.
Maybe
He's
one
like,
day
okay.
humans and kaiju could get along cooperatively in peace.
Which you'd hope that the kaiju biologists would have that point of view. The only kaiju biologist on the team, by the way, would have that point of view. But so in starts the next test, and so we find out that he is repeating the same day, but it's just a different series of events. So everyone comes back in, but this time I think it's Shu is holding a potted plant.
Yeah.
And he's like, this was just at the front door.
Yeah.
And like, there's like a note attached to it, like, I found this weird plant.
Yeah.
No, a lady walked in with it. I'm getting this next story mixed in. A lady walked in with it and was like, I found this weird plant and I brought it here because I figured you guys would know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So she leaves, and they discover that this is like an alien parasite plant, and these aliens have been trying to invade the Earth for like years, but the GDF keeps fighting them back. Shu knew like everything about these things. And what happens is that the lights go out, and it took over someone's body.
The Gartura, and they don't know whose body it took over.
So I really like this one because just the way it was filmed, because they were in that really, really tight GDF set, which we don't really get to see in the series that much behind, besides them just picking up the phone and leaving.
Oh, the Skip set. Yeah, Skip. Yeah, the Skip headquarters.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, so it was really nice to see a story shot on that set, like completely, because they had to do a lockdown. Yeah. And they do like this really like funny scene where, of course, Shu's like, they don't like coffee. They can't handle coffee. So he brews like this like super strong like espresso shot, and they each sip and they're like,
yeah,
they all do
take
it,
like comical sips of it.
And then like Yuma drinks it and he's like, this is actually like really nice. Because the whole series he's like, nah, I don't drink coffee. So he's like, this is actually like really nice. So then everyone drinks the coffee. No one's infected. Funnily enough, Yuppie was like, am I infected? And they're like, you're a robot. That's not how that works.
And they're all like, then who is it? And then
Rin
Rin just starts
ends up
throwing
being
up like the coffee, and then she's like acting all up and like we gotta stop her, and then she eventually spits out this thing, and they're getting knocked out. Yuma gets knocked over, and then he transforms into Arc, which is the first time we see like a human-sized transformation of Yuma as Arc. We've seen Yuma like as like a human size in like the dream sequences and the mirror, but like we've actually never seen him kind of like as like a normal human size person, like fighting or doing anything on the ground with the action. Like he's kind of like usually like a dream thing or the Arc universe type of thing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see the Arc suit next to like the other characters. So, you know, they're trying to chase down this alien plant. Finally, Arc goes to do the Specium Ray, but not before Rin tackles him out of the way.
She just like body checks him like so hard.
And blasts that alien herself.
Yeah, she shoots it with Shu's gun. It was just hysterical. Like, you're talking an Ultraman just got body checked by this chick. So she could steal his kill.
Yeah, and then
that was definitely the crowd went nuts when that happened.
Yeah, so then of course like Arc goes into like the storage room. Yuma wakes up. He's got like a concussion, and at the end of the challenge, Sasco comes back in and he's like, "What did you learn?" I like coffee. He's like, "Does that count?" No, that doesn't count. And then I forget what the lesson was. It was like
it's basically
not
like
judging people.
Yeah,
and
then
like paranoia.
Yeah, basically everyone acted up and like a tough situation. Yeah, something along those lines. Like basically, people act out of line during hard times, something like that, and like you got to learn to be more calm in a situation like that.
The comedy in this movie was really strong, and I wish they had more of it in the series the way it was.
Like,
because I really do feel like they brought a lot of personality to these characters that was lacking in the series.
Yes.
So I was like, oh man. Like,
and the thing is, like, some of these characters throughout the series, they got their own episodes focusing on them. Like, it's a small cast. You know, this isn't like Blazar where we had, like, 5 members of the Defense Force plus captains and like all higher up captains. Like it was the host and 3 other people. Whereas the other series we had like 5 core characters plus family, like I said, plus the captain, the commander. There was a lot of people in that. And this next series, the Omega series, is going to be an even smaller cast. I believe it's really just going to be those 3 characters that we've seen in the trailer. I think that's it.
Yeah, and I've started watching Mebius, and that is a very large cast.
Yeah.
And they each get a moment in like each episode where it's like you get a little bit more background about all of these characters. And I feel like Arc was missing that. And I wish it was more like this movie. It would have been a better overall series if it was more like this movie.
Yeah, I mean, we got like a little Shu, we got a little Ren, a little...
Yeah, Shu was the most developed character.
Yeah.
In that series.
Yes. Ben is the most useless character, as you've gone on to say.
Yes, 100%. Even his filler, even like his episodes...
It was like, he's too awkward to talk to his daughter.
Like, yeah, he can't talk to his daughter. And then the other one was like, he has a professor who can't even remember him. And then we're going to actually spend more time talking to this professor than Ban himself.
Yeah.
But we start on the 3rd challenge. They all walk back, and this is the big one. This is the one that they've advertised to everyone with the Dark Ultraman Arc. So they walk in. She was holding a package, and it was like, oh, this is on the stoop for me. I wonder what it is. He opens it up, and he alluded in the episode that he had lost a partner to like an alien investigation, and that's why he was so against aliens.
Yeah.
That's why he's in the Space Science Division. But apparently he went through a really dark period, and he made this like just weird
like
looking
pottery.
totem.
Yeah, it looks like it's the old man from SpongeBob, the worm.
It's the old man from SpongeBob. It's Aunt Beru, Uncle Owen after they get vaporized.
Yes,
it's like weird looking.
Baby Prune is the character from SpongeBob. Is the name of it?
Yeah,
the old worm dried up in the wheelchair is that statue.
Yes. So he's like, someone sent this to me. This is a message. Like, I made this during a dark time.
They're taunting me.
Yeah. So, turns out that the alien that killed his partner, is back.
The alien repo.
Alien repo, which, it has the ability to like copy stuff, like reproduce. So he gets a hold of Yuma, copies his. Well, he doesn't copy.
He steals his arc ariser.
He steals it and corrupts
they like
it.
all like him and Shu get like gassed.
Yeah.
Like they're just like in the parking lot because this alien repo starts attacking, knocks the two of them out, and when they were going to the van, the skip van, and that's when they got gassed by the van.
Yeah.
And so they get knocked out. It gives Shu the arc ariser, and then it creates like this dark arc cube, and it goes in the visor, and like Shu and Yuma are like in this like alternate like repo universe, like it's like a dark universe, and it's all like looks almost like dark weird paint and like swirly. And so Shu gets this arc riser, and he turns into Ultraman Geel Arc, and it's basically Arc with black. It actually has a little more different details.
Yeah, more details around the eye. It's not a complete color, just like a palette swap.
It's very close to a palette swap.
Some differences. Yes. And then like shoes on the ground, and then a mysterious figure wearing a robe appears. No, it is not the original Megazord from Power Rangers. But he's wearing the same outfit. And he just hands Yuma Arcorizer and is like, you gotta fix this.
Yeah, Saskel stepped in to summon this character to help out Yuma.
Yes. So from here, he transforms into Arc. Gil Arc is now at this. There's gonna be like some type of like energy source that's being made. It's gonna be like unlimited energy.
Yeah.
So Alien Repo wants that so that it can take over the universe.
Yeah. So they like lift up the ground like they do like a whole like Avengers Age of Ultron thing. Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. That's what happens. But like Gil Arc's like taking out the GDF, like blasted them and like all this stuff, and then Arc comes in, they fight, and it gets to the point where like Yuma is talking to Shu through Arc.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see them. Their faces get very, very close to each other. Crowd went ooh during the movie premiere. It's a Japanese show, so they're never gonna say anything of that sort. But like they heavily allude to that there is some type of relationship there beyond, and the finale where Shu goes, "You are my very close friend." But so that happens. They're fighting again. They're locking up as Gil Arc and regular Arc again. Their heads get really close again. Crowd goes ooh. And then finally, like, Shu does get control and is Gil Arc as a full-powered Ultra, fighting side by side with Yuma, who's also a full-powered Ultra, and they go to take on Alien Repo, and this fight is absolutely amazing.
And the Alien Repo final form is like really cool looking too.
Yeah, I wish this was the finale of the series.
Yeah, I mean,
this is what it
in a way
been.
it does serve as the finale of the series, but yeah, this is so much better than the finale to the actual TV series. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so epic. They oh man, I have to get back to this. But what happens is that Arc goes to transform into the Galaxy armor, can't do it. And then Gil Arc gets the Galaxy armor.
No, he gets the Moon armor, I think, right?
No, yeah. Gil Arc has the Galaxy armor. And then Arc is switching between the Sun and the Moon armors. So they take out Alien Repo, win the fight, and then now we have the whole Sokovia Accords happening right now, where it's going to crash down. So, Arc is basically tapped out.
Yeah.
For the most part. He's got a little bit left in the chamber.
He's Tobey Maguiring that thing.
Yeah.
He's like holding it.
He is. He's trying his best. Yeah. But then Gil Arc is like starts doing like all this crazy portal stuff, and he's flying around the island, around the land, and he's like holding it up and amazing. And they see that the land is crashing down, so they're like, "What do we do?" And they look to Ban, and Ban's like, I don't know. I'm just gonna stand here and let this thing drop on me. The GDF was already there. He can't call them again.
Oh God.
So Arc saves the day, and Gil Arc. They
do a beam
place
clash.
It back down.
Yeah, they do a beam clash basically to slow it down.
We get the double rainbow back there. They fly off, and then they wake up next to each other with their heads really close to each other because they're really close friends. Again, it's a Japanese company. They will never say it out loud. But that's basically the end of it's not the end of the movie, but it's the end of that arc.
That challenge.
The challenge. It was basically like, everyone's dealing with internal struggle, and like that's the lesson. Well, actually, they don't even get to the lesson because they kind of conclude, and I guess they basically foreshadow that Shu knew in the finale. Like in the finale of Arc, they find out that Yuma is Arc.
Yeah.
And Shu is the one to kind of bring it out, and is like, "You're Arc, aren't you?"
Yeah.
But I feel like this movie basically confirms that he knew.
Yeah.
He wasn't
they're
guessing.
both like at the table doing their Pollock.
He was telling him it's okay.
And they're like, "Oh, we both had the
now.
same dream." Like, yeah. And basically,
it was your rom-com stereotype of, "Oh no, that kiss meant nothing. I don't remember anything from last night. I was too drunk." Like, but that both of those characters really remember it, and they both wanted it to happen, but they're not going to admit it because they're too afraid. That was basically the end of Arc of that. Oh no, yeah, I had a dream, but I can't really remember much of it.
Yeah.
But we had the same dream, and we totally remember that it was the same dream, but I don't remember much of it.
Yeah. And then we get back to Saskell, and we see this hooded figure, and we find out it's future Yuma, and he's like, "Wait a minute, I never asked you what you learned from that challenge. So this is the future Yuma from way after all this."
This is still active during the fight, and he alludes that Alien Repo was actually in the fight over in Arc's home planet as well.
Yes.
Because I forget the name of the
Zesu War.
Yeah, the Zesu War. Like, I guess Zesu had recruited Alien Repo for the war. Yeah. So...
And
I kind of just want a war movie.
Yeah, we find out that Saskell and Yuma fought alongside each other in the Zesu War, and he's like, "Oh, isn't it?" He's like, "Oh, you sure it was all right to bring me back here?" He's like, "Yeah, we need you back here, for this." And
because there would have been no way for him to.
So this Zesu War continues to be alluded to, Um, I don't know if we're gonna get like a movie or something or a special. Is one of these like next Ultras gonna like tie in with that war?
Yeah, it's weird that they keep alluding to like it's a story for another time. They did it at the beginning and the end of the movie,
Yeah,
and I'm kind of like, are we getting this at some
yeah.
point? Like, is this gonna be like one of the
Is it gonna be like
YouTube
yeah? Is
off
it gonna be
season
like one of those like galaxy
shows?
fight like oh we're gonna do the Zacy War or galaxy fight or something like that? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm really curious because it's strange that they would go that
yeah,
route, and keep teasing it, even though we're not. It's not on the docket as far as we know that it's happening. So it sounds like it's gonna be really cool, and yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens with it. Hopefully we get something.
yeah.
But
Overall, this movie was the best of Ultraman Arc. The series overall was just all right. Um, but the movie,
yeah, we were talking to people at Kaiji Brooklyn, and a lot of people were really huge fans of the
yeah,
series. But us personally, like it just wasn't. It was okay.
yeah, I preferred Blazar so much more. I didn't hate it, but it it was all right. Like I liked it. I enjoyed it. I got enjoyment out of it, and I'm really looking forward to Omega on July 5th. I mean that's gonna be a great day, man. I mean this Omega series looks incredible, and just the whole slugger thing. We're getting 7 vibes. We're getting 0 vibes. Uh,
Yeah, we're getting kaiju companions.
yes.
It looks like it's going to be a very, very small team.
Yes, I think it's only the 3 people.
Yeah, just the 3 people, unless there's something that they haven't announced or are keeping hidden as a surprise. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be really good. But this was a good send off for Arc. This movie, I'm assuming it's probably going to be available November, December.
Yeah, if
They haven't announced when the Mill Creek
yeah,
release is coming out.
yeah, it hasn't been officially announced. I know we got Ultraman USA's right around the corner. Decker's coming, and I'm assuming Arc's gonna finish out the year.
I'm expecting a announcement on this series probably sometime around Comic Con,
Yeah,
San Diego.
yeah. I mean, they are hitting G Fest. I mean, they're doing
That is
they're,
true. They're gonna have the characters there, but I don't know if they're gonna be hyping up
they're
Omega
doing the
more.
character premiere. Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah,
but definitely keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I think that about wraps up this show, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
yeah. See you guys next time.